everyone. I am Marie Dupree, and welcome to another session of Your Best You. And this is a special segment, and I have a wonderful guest with me today, and it's my brother, Bishop Gary Bush. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
And I decided to use him because, first of all, we come from a big family, and families is our topic today, and the importance of family is what we're going to talk about. And just a few things that I've noticed, and I've got a little background that I'm going to give so you'll
Okay.
kind of know how we're going. So, families in general have experienced a lot of changes, especially lately.
Sure.
They're not being raised, well, they are being raised differently than what we remember.
Sure.
We were taught by mom and dad the importance of family. We're a big family. We raised close knit, and that carries into our adult life because we still celebrate holidays together. We attend church, family reunions, get-togethers on a regular basis,
Sure.
and supporting one another. And this has been what has caused us to see family as being priceless. It's something that we need to make sure that we're keeping intact.
Right.
However, today, especially today, it's not held to the same level. It seems individuals are quick to allow issues, disagreements, and etc. to separate them to the point where they don't even talk or communicate anymore.
Okay.
And yet today, dealing with the pandemic and the coronavirus, so many people are dying unexpectedly. Do you feel that knowing about this will have an effect on how people view the importance of family?
Well, I would hope that
Yeah.
it would.
Yeah.
In an ideal situation, a situation like this where death is unexpected and there's kind of an air of, I don't want to call it paranoia, but there's kind of an air of fear of, do I have it? Could I get it? Am I in the presence of somebody who's exposed to it? It should certainly heighten how we feel about people. My hope is that this will make us more sensitive to the people that are in our life and in our family, and hopefully being quarantined with them, shut in, spending more time with them, should help to, strengthen some of those relationships. But it's not just being in the same place.
True.
It's the relationship and it's the communication skills. It's the ability to, if I can say, give and take in communication that will allow the relationships to strengthen.
I totally agree. The thing that I've seen and working in nursing and listening at some of the experiences some of the individuals are having at our agency, the one main thing that they've noticed is that the individuals in nursing homes who are not having that contact, that interaction with family, and how quickly their health goes down. Yeah, how quickly their health goes down. So I think that individuals who have the ability to make that connection should be more intense on, and I know we have to be careful about how we're doing this, but I don't think that should keep you from making that connection. I mean, I just got to talk about me. Nothing's going to stop me from coming to see mama. That's just it. It's not. And I value her health. I'm particular about how I do it. But I think at this day and time, with the uncertainty of what we're living in, the pandemic, so many different things are happening, I think we need to make an extra effort to be closer to one another. If you got to do it by a phone call, if you got to do it by FaceTime, whatever. But I think we need to be responsible for keeping that in closeness to us.
Sure. I do believe that touch is necessary. Now this has to be temporary. Touch is absolutely, I've been out of school too long to remember who it was. I don't know if it was Maslow or B.F. Skinner or somebody did this experiment with monkeys, baby monkeys, and those that had touch fared well, and the ones without touch didn't survive.
Yeah.
God makes everything. He said everything's as good except the man by himself. And it's not marriage, it's social interaction.
Absolutely.
It's social contact. It is camaraderie. So camaraderie is absolutely necessary. We've been forced into some places to be ingenious
right.
We have to use ingenuity about how we relate to people now.
Right.
Technology is good in some respects. Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook, things of this nature kind of help to bridge it until the time we can get back together and have contact.
And I mean that not only in the church aspect, but the thing that we did for Mom just a couple weeks ago.
It was
fabulous.
fabulous.
I mean, we couldn't have a regular birthday party.
It was fabulous.
So I mean, we're being creative, and I think that same thing needs to carry over
Right.
when it comes to being close to family. You just can't think, well, I can't get there because this is going on. But you got to really, break some barriers and say, okay, but I can do this.
Sure. Sure.
Letter writing is a lost art, but this
Not
is a
for
good
Mom.
thing to do.
Not
I
for
mean,
Mom.
cards, letters, pictures, there's always something you can do, but the importance of family needs to remain important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I got another question.
Okay.
How can people improve family relationships, and what things help to make them better?
Ooh. Well, I would think what helps to make family relationships better is the ability to communicate and the ability, the tool set to handle disagreement and conflict.
We're not going into that yet.
Okay, I won't go into it.
Okay.
But that's what the communication is the first domino in the row.
Right.
And if communication breaks down, then you're going to have other problems following the lack of communication. So what makes any relationship better, whether it be a working relationship, political relationship, family relationship, is the ability to communicate. And I may throw this in. Communication is not just talking. It's the ability to listen to the other person that's talking. I've been fighting this for years. Normally when a person is talking to me, instead of listening to the completion of the statement, I am formulating my response.
I knew you were going to say that.
And while you're formulating your response, you're missing
Absolutely.
part of the conversation.
Yeah, I remember seeing that or hearing somebody say it. You don't listen just to respond, but you have to listen to hear what's being said. Because if you're working on what you're going to say, did you really hear the whole thing? Did you get the crux of the matter? Yeah. But yeah, I understand as well. Exactly. So I also think that sometimes it's not just you waiting to see, well, wow, I haven't heard from so-and-so. I wonder how come they haven't called. But saying, I'm going to call them. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call them just to see how they're doing. You'll be surprised. You never know where people are at. Mm-hmm. You may not know what they're going through, but just say, you were on my mind. As a matter of fact, I had somebody send me a text message saying, I thought about you and I just wanted to find out how you're doing. They live in North Carolina. That made my whole day. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you can't just wait on the other person. Sometimes you have to be the initiator. Right. And so what, you've been the initiator the last 10 times. Right. If it keeps the relationship flowing and going well, is it not worth it?
Not reactive, proactive.
Proactive.
Oh, I'm probably going to get a couple of calls and text messages from a few friends now because I am not an initiator. Okay. That's not an excuse. It's an explanation. Okay. I have quite a busy life, and I don't reach out to touch people as often as I should. My New Year's resolutions, I do make resolutions every year for the last 3 years, has been to be more in contact with people that I know in other places, but I still haven't quite caught the vision. But motivation, initiative, the ability to reach out to somebody is absolutely priceless.
Now you talk about you're still working on that, but how do you work on that? With our busy schedules, and we all have them, our family have them, to really get together. Sometimes we say, okay, we're going to do such and such and so, and you check with the people in Indy, and you check with the people in South Bend, and some say, yeah, I can. But how do we fit those times? Holidays we can do, but how do we fit those times when we really want family to come together? Just just for the fellowship.
Well, I'll tell you what I do personally. I have a personal written schedule. So I have a list of things that I try to do each day. What I have noticed is that you get interruptions to that schedule, so you can't book it so tight. But you do have to schedule, just like you schedule recreation and exercise time, you have to schedule family time.
You really do.
You have to set time aside. I mean, I got time set aside where I check on my brother, I check on my mother, every now and then I check on my sisters. But you have to make a conscious effort. It has to be an intentional effort to stay in touch with the people that mean a lot to you.
Yeah. And I think you need to, just kind of keep that intact, just kind of think, when in those moments when you're just kind of meditating and think about, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while. Maybe I need to do that.
When the Lord brings somebody across my mind, I automatically pray for them. But I think we can go a step further. I think instead of just praying for them, I think we can reach out to them. It doesn't have to be a long, 30-minute call, but just a 30-second text.
Yeah.
Sometimes is enough to let somebody know that you're thinking about it.
Absolutely. I agree.